Growing concern tonight for safety from people living in downtown after yet another homeless tent catches fire. This video you see right there is from last night at Southwest 10th and Clay. We're just 3 days away from the 4th of July holiday, and in a lot of places, honestly most places, you're not going to be able to set off fireworks.
And even here in Portland, they took it a step further. They banned fireworks sales altogether.
I think that essay, How to Murder Your Husband, is a big part of the reason it's gotten so much national attention. People are so interested in this trial because, of course, she's accused of doing exactly that.
There's been a lot of debate also among city leaders about the role of police in stopping this. Do you want to see more investment in police? Do you want to see police take a more proactive approach? Do you think we need more police officers?
Police arrested 5 people in that riot you just heard Lindsay talking about after police say the violent crowd of people broke windows and lit fires.
Dan, things are changing extremely quickly here. Just about a half an hour ago, this was a quiet rally across in the plaza. Now we hear police yelling and saying that this has been declared an unlawful assembly and that people need to disperse. They need to get out of the roads. We see a large group of protesters in the street. We also saw fireworks going off in front of the Capitol building. Now, if you listen carefully, you can hear protesters. It sounds like they are yelling at the police. You can see the police. There's a line of them in the road in riot gear here behind me. Again, telling this crowd to disperse immediately because this is now an unlawful assembly. Earlier today, they were in the plaza, the protesters, with signs that said "Stop this steal," saying that Trump should still be president of the United States. But now, again, things have gone south quickly deteriorating here in Salem. Dan, I'm going to break away right now so we can get a little more information. But of course, we'll be carrying this on all of our social media feeds and online as this continues to unfold.
Get a quick video of this for the gram.
You may have heard of the Portland Police Central Precinct Neighborhood Response Team Bike Squad in the past year from their popular Instagram account.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, no.
Which details what they do on a daily basis riding around the city.
And maybe put your drugs somewhere else.
Officer David Burch started on the team 4 years ago.
When I took this job, this was a total nothing gig. I took this job because I could get day shift with weekends off. And our biggest concern back then was people drinking beers in public.
But as the city drastically changed, so did the Bureau and his job.
There was nobody else right after COVID, and they disbanded units to staff up patrol. And we were like one of the last self-initiated units left. And downtown was, in its current state, and so we just kept working, and it kind of morphed into this. And we wanted people were obviously upset, how bad downtown is. So we're like, we'll show you that we're doing stuff.
Officer Burch says the Bureau started the Instagram account to talk about bike registration. It morphed into something much different.
Which is really just showing, frankly, the gritty first-person look into downtown and the current state of downtown from our perspective.
He tells me the 4-person team is focused on livability issues downtown. And these days, that revolves around one thing.
At this point, fentanyl is essentially my full-time job.
Hello. How's it going? Excuse me.
What's that right there? What's that? Oh, okay. Fentanyl? Do me a huge favor. Could we limit the amount of fentanyl we're doing on the sidewalk in public? Could we go do that somewhere else, maybe? Do you have your ID on you? And you as well.
What?
Do you have your IDs on you?
I do.
You don't?
No.
What about you? You don't have one? You picked up the tinfoil and the thing?
Yes, I just think this is trash.
Well, I appreciate you wanting to help clean up the street.
Officer Burch says a lot of the people they stop for public drug use think fentanyl is legal since the passage of Measure 110, which decriminalized the possession of small amounts of hard drugs in Oregon.
Because you can't have fentanyl.
It's been in the car the whole time.
Okay. All right, okay. How about this? Imagine you're a police officer and you come down to an area specifically to look for fentanyl. Hold on, and then we find you and you're holding that straw in your hand, and then right where your straw is, that you drop and you saw me,
Smoking anything.
Totally, is 3 obvious bindles of fentanyl. And you're like, oh, and I'm on probation. Citation, $100 fine, drugs in public, number on the back to call for treatment.
Burch says some days they go to up to 5 overdoses. Police think some people are overdosing because they don't know the drugs they're using are cut with fentanyl. Others are just hooked.
Some people tell me, oh no, this isn't oxy, but it's been so long and that knowledge is out there. At this point, you need to assume that anything that you're smoking on the street is going to be fentanyl.
While we're out on patrol, some people stopped for smoking in public have outstanding warrants and have to be arrested. And he says pretty much all the crime they see can be traced back to the drug.
It's frankly the volume and then the violence around that, right? Like shootings in downtown and people are carrying guns because they're involved in the fentanyl trade. And so we're seeing, we're seizing more guns and we're seizing huge amounts of dope that, 4 years ago were just unfathomable to bike officers.
For the low-level offense of doing drugs in public, some people are getting tickets.
Hello. Hey, we're just out writing drug sites for fentanyl.
They also give out resources for treatment and help. Officer Baer tells me they often see the same people overdosing over and over again.
We've Narcan the same person multiple times before.
Thank you guys for what you do.
No worries.
You know,
You doing okay out here?
yeah, I'm fine.
You got Narcan?
I got my food scan. Yeah, I do. I got 2 of them.
Perfect. Good. Okay.
Despite what he sees out here every day, Baer's optimistic Portland's worst days are behind us.
I'm hoping that, downtown is finally, on the road to recovery, and I'm hoping this summer is where we start seeing things improve.
Jeff, it will, starting at 7, one lane in each direction will be closed, so crews can mop up hotspots. You can actually see those hotspots right now. I'm going to get over the way so my photographer can zoom in. You can see that smoke coming up over the hillside, and the message from people who were evacuated today, they say have a plan so you can get out when you need to. While fire crews worked tirelessly to keep these flames from reaching the homes on the top of the hillside, families scrambled to escape.
A lot of panic, just trying to stay calm.
For Joe and Kayla, that also meant rushing to move their 14 show horses to safety, including a pregnant mare.
I noticed over by our power lines that there was smoke, and I could smell it and see the smoke, and immediately the adrenaline just set in, and we just figured out we needed to get the horses out.
With the help of neighbors, they got them to the fairgrounds while they say 150 firefighters worked outside.
Definitely with as bad as it could have been. I think my son and I were on the back deck fighting the fire in hand with the firefighters as it was burning up to the house. So it was pretty intense.
Today, crews are down here making sure all these hot spots are mopped up and knocking down any ones that might pop up. Yesterday, they had to do airdrops up here because this terrain is so rugged. This hillside is so steep.
Doing bucket drops with ODF yesterday, and they were dropping on the hillside because we just can't get down there. It's too steep and too dangerous for us to get down there.
Captain Matt Wyken is one of those firefighters. He's been here since last night and says fire season is here much sooner than normal.
It seems like it's getting earlier and earlier every year. So especially this year, it seems like we've got crews out at all the other bootleg fires and jack fires, and so we're running short, and but we're making it work.
That's why it's important to be prepared now. The Michellis say having an evacuation plan saved them and their horses. And fire crews' quick response saved their home.
I mean, I can't thank them enough. They really, I ate pizza with them last night and got to know quite a few of them, and just the self-sacrifice that they make is pretty impressive. So, I told them all, I said, it looks like I'll be buying a bunch of beers. So, yeah, it's I don't think words can really express our gratitude.
So again, all those evacuations listed as of tonight. Fire department tells me about a dozen homes were evacuated in total. They also want to let folks know that smoke I just showed you on the hillside, it's pretty normal for hotspots. They're aware of it, they're working on it. You don't need to call 911 to let them know about that. Live from 99E, Liz Burch, Point 6 News.